Norman had a dream that he wanted to start his own business.
I worked for that company, National Plywood, in the Bronx for about 5 years. When the company I used to work for, National Plywood, went out of business, I hired one of their salesmen and we opened Robert's Plywood Company. My mother liked the name. And I decided, give it a try. I went out on my own and started out in January 1st, 1978. Is a one-man business in 1,350 feet with my little Econoline van.
Norman and I both put in very long hours, but Norman would be up at 3 o'clock in the morning driving to Massachusetts to Philadelphia making deliveries and trying to pick up merchandise and just to make the business grow. I had to get my children off to school in the morning, go to my job at a pharmaceutical house, leave that job, pick up my children, run to the office. Sometimes it would be 10 o'clock at night, we were still working.
That first year, I was working 7 days a week, 14 to 16 hours a day, but no money. I kept on putting everything back and we were growing. We sacrificed a lot. A lot of times my kids didn't see me, my wife didn't see me. The only time I saw them at the end of the day, my wife would pick up my kids from nursery school, bring them to the office, the kids would play around, my wife would answer the phone. Then after dinner, we'd come back and load the truck, and then I'd have to become the bookkeeper. But we built things up on relationships and dependability. My wife would help me load the trucks. She would also take all the recordings off the phone and see what orders we have for the next day.
We were across from Bill Kay's Trucking, and Vinnie Villar's brother was there, and he said, "Hey Norm, are you looking for a driver?" And Norman's like, "I don't know if I can afford it, I don't know." He said, "Well, why don't you talk to my brother?" So Vinnie came in, Norman interviewed him, then he started working for us about 38 and a half years ago, and his loyalty and his hard work and dependability has been what sustained us all these years.
There was times that I was on the road out of town, and one of the big 18-wheeler came in, and this French-Canadian driver asked my wife, "Who's going to load it?" And my wife had heels on, she hopped on the forklift, she unloaded it. There's nothing in here that I haven't done. I don't ask anybody to do anything that I haven't done.
We need our banks. We need the funding. We need to be able to talk to them about bounce checks. We need to talk to them about taxes. The banks are our backbone, and we greatly appreciate everything they've done for us.
It was probably 1979, about 1980, we started bringing in plywood because I thought there was an opportunity. I knew a lot of people, and I figured let's give it a try, and we did well with it. I had a salesman working for me, and we started bringing in more and more inventory. People forget business built on relationship. At least the successful people know that.
Our suppliers have been our bread and butter. Columbia has been there. They've been dependable. They give us a good product. Uniboard, there's Peter, is just a joy to be with. We go back with Wheeling Lumber. They're just such nice people. Timber Products has been thoughtful and thinks of us all the time. I send them checks with love on them, and it's just our suppliers are not only do we work with them, but we consider them our friends.
So we bought this building, and the biggest advantage of this building is it allowed us to grow because we have a 4-car rail siding, and with the people like on the West Coast will only sell you, or in Canada, only if you have a rail siding. And it made me more competitive and more profitable with the rail siding.
I think Norman and I are very, very fortunate that we have good help, that we're a family, we look after each other, we've watched their children grow. I think that my drivers are fabulous. They get up at 5:30, 6 in the morning, they're on the road. They come back, they let us know what's going on with their customers. They're out with the traffic, the bad weather. My warehousemen are out in the hot and the cold. I just have a lot of respect for all of them, and I thank them with the bottom of my heart.
I buy just about all my trucks from one person, Peter at Syosset Truck. He started on Monday. Tuesday he sold the used truck. Friday we bought our first new truck from him. We've been buying the last 35, 36 years. My forklifts I buy from Tom Murray, and only Tom Murray, and he takes very good care of us, and I have a great relationship with him and the companies he works for.
Our accountants are very important. They guided us to the rules and the regulations. They're helping us with our past, our present, and our future. They're helping us with our children's future. Lori Drucker has been with, I go back with her father. We go back with her father, and then when her father retired, she took over, and it's a family. One
of the things that really helps us, we have very good professional salesmen. They can walk into a customer and say, you know, I used to do this, and help the customer do a project because they've been there and done that. And I think that's a very big help, because some people just have order takers. We have professional salesmen.
Roberts Plywood, serving the tri-state area and the needs of the architectural woodworking community since 1977.